Join us, won't you, for a podcast involving an ever-rotating cast of cinema lovers and haters who discuss both films great and from the deepest recesses of your dark and twisted mind. Spoilers ahead. Welcome to another episode of Cinematic Anarchy.
Welcome to another oiled-up, barbarian-filled episode of Cinematic Anarchy, where today we'll be discussing the film Conan the Barbarian with our good friends from the Strange and Beautiful Book Club podcast, Matt and Rachel. Hello.
Hello.
I got that out in one breath. I'm
You did.
proud of myself.
Good job.
First try.
Well, I got a little cold coming on, too, so getting that deep breath in, not as easy as I would like it to be. It is what it is. And we've finally gotten to what would, I guess some people would call the peak of barbarian movies, the original Conan the Barbarian movie.
And I think
Yeah.
this is the first time I've seen it. I don't
Really?
know that I ever watched this.
Well, I always think
I've seen Conan too.
Yeah, I always think the
The
second one is the first
Destroyer.
one because it's so much shittier than this.
I remember so much more of Conan the Destroyer than I do of this one. I've watched this several times, and each time it's like a Men in Black memory wipe. Just
That's because it's a fever dream. It's like a muscle bound beefcake fever dream. That's what this is.
pretty much.
We've gone from the peak of masculinity is just Sean Connery. Like not Sean Connery ripped, not just Sean Connery.
Sean Connery
with,
in red leather straps.
yeah, in red leather thigh-high boots, and that's it. And then we were like, okay, you know what the peak of masculinity actually is? Lots and lots of muscles and very little words.
Well, this is after the oil crisis in the 70s.
Don't speak.
So-
Yeah, I think did we talk about that in a previous podcast? It's correlates like what we see as masculine correlates to like the perception of financial stability in the culture.
Yeah.
So the more stable the culture is perceived as, the more men are just like regular looking or thinner or kind of like Christian Bale in American Psycho, where he's
Okay.
just like he's more wiry than he is like beefy. And then you get this is 1982, so it's the Cold War. It's right after the 1970s oil crisis. It's like, you know, we're just getting over Vietnam, and then we get like, what if men were actually just one giant bicep?
Or what if men disappear suddenly for no reason?
Oh, he'll be back. I don't know what he's trying to do. You can still hear him. That's
My
fine.
computer, I accidentally hit the side button and it went to sleep.
Oh, okay. I was actually looking it up because you said this is sort of like a please don't speak, just have muscles kind of thing. And I'm
Yeah.
looking over here and I was like, how far removed is this from Hercules in New York? And it is a good 14 years after Hercules in New York, where he was so much of the please don't speak character that they dubbed him over with a completely different voice.
Well, he wasn't fluent in English at the time.
Yeah, he had a vocal coach for this movie, for Conan, to
Mhm.
help him get rid of his accent. Because they wanted him to be the narrator, and they wouldn't let him be the narrator. That's why they hired Mako
So they
to be the
hired
narrator.
a vocal coach to get rid of his accent.
Yeah,
Arnold's accent.
Arnold's
Yeah.
accent.
To the vocal coach of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you didn't do a good job.
This
Oh,
feels like
maybe they did a really good job.
This-
And just imagine what
How
it would
thick
have
been
was
like
the accent
otherwise.
Or
right
or
No.
maybe this was like the vocal coach
for Sean Connery.
for Sean Connery
in
and Highlander
when they wanted him to sound Spanish, so they sent him to Spain with a vocal coach, and he just spent
for
2
3
weeks
months.
fucking his way through Spain and
Yeah.
then came back. He didn't even do the vocal coaching
Yeah.
at all. He was like, "You get what you get. You get me."
Now I'm looking for
Sean
other
fucking
things.
Connery.
I'm looking
my-
for that movie that was the is it Pump It Up or whatever that he did, which is like
The
a
Pump?
documentary, The Pump or whatever.
Pump the Pump, I think.
The
Yeah.
Pump. I was just looking for it. I don't know when it came out, but I know that it had like clips of him like back in his Mr. Universe days.
Bodybuilding days. Apparently, for shits and giggles, after this movie, he went and competed in a bodybuilding competition and won, even though he had retired long ago. He was like, well, I got big again, so I guess we'll just go see.
Still got it.
Looking
My
for
favorite-
the movie the Pump, and all I'm finding is pumpkin spice for some reason.
Better than this movie was the IMDb trivia, where somebody went through and left like 50 IMDb trivia facts there about how philosophical Conan is and how Conan is the epitome of essentialist philosophy and how this is a treatise on essentialism and how it's really one of the most intelligent movies ever made because it's one of the most accurate depictions of what it is like to live an essentialist life.
This
And I-
Drive your enemies before you and hear the lamentations of their women.
this
Essentialism.
like I like the guy beforehand. He's just you get Conan's response afterwards, but I like the guy beforehand is like, I just like wind in my hair and horsies. You know, just
Is that essentialism too?
Yeah.
like
Is
his
this
answer
the
was
most
far more
intelligent movie?
poetic than kill people and listen to the women cry. You know,
Right.
Oh my God. This
Pumping
movie
Iron was
was
1977. It came out when I was born, around that time. So 7 years removed from Pumping Iron, which he was fairly fluent in English by then because he was giving responses talking about the fact that he does not need to have sex. He has pumping iron. It is like an orgasm.
The pump is better.
The pump makes me come. You know, it's like just,
Have-
I believe that is very close to the line in that movie.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh, I've been given that treatise several times. Matt and I used to go running together, and he'd be like, all you have to do is like wait for the endorphin rush. And then it's like euphoria. And I'm like, no, it's not. I just want to kill people. I want to kill people and I want them to cry. That's what I want when I'm done exercising. It does not make me happy at any point. And then he was like, well, let's talk about Arnold. Like, I don't want to talk about Arnold. I don't want to talk about that.
the unfortunate part is that exercise euphoric high usually comes after a lot of misery. So there's very little way to enjoy it.
No, it never comes. No. Matt, in fact, Googled it. He was so distressed by how aggressive exercising makes me. He Googled it to find out if it was a disorder of some kind.
Some people don't get it.
Yeah, some people have like endorphin.
Some people don't get the pump.
Well, it's like an endorphin. You react negatively to an endorphin rush or whatever, which I guess is me because I am such a bitch. Matt used to feed me like.
I brought snacks along.
He would bring snacks to give me so that I would calm down. No, I want people to cry. I don't really feel like I can articulate how aggressive exercising. Matt will not exercise with me anymore.
So you're essentially the reason why there is a lunk alarm in the Planet Fitness now. They have a lunk alarm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, you hit the alarm when somebody's like aggressively lifting weights and just throws the weights on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you grunting.
Rachel
they
doesn't
don't want
get
you
mad when other people are doing it. It's when Rachel herself is doing the exercise.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at the weights. I'm mad at the world. Like I'm mad at everyone.
Rage
the
builds.
rage is really crazy.
Rachel, smash.
Basically. So I don't do that.
No cardio for Rachel.
No cardio for me.
Or maybe solo cardio for Rachel.
It's time to calm down afterwards. Maybe that's what he does. Maybe Conan works out until he just builds up rage, and then I don't know, because really, I think he's pretty He's really actually is very good at essentialism because he's just going with the flow this entire movie. He's like, oh, you want me to fuck that lady? Okay, I'll fuck that lady. Oh, look, another lady showed up. Well, ladies like it when I fuck them, so I think I'll fuck that one too.
I'll find the joy in every moment.
Mm-hmm.
No, and this one, kudos to him in the next movie. This one's a little young. I'm not going to fuck that one.
Yeah.
So he did stave off her advances.
Specifically, I will not fuck. But
I think he would have gone at Grace Jones, though.
Probably.
It's possible. That would have been weird, but it's possible.
It's just, we were watching this. We waited till the kids went to bed. We put it on, and then our daughter meandered downstairs and sat down the stairs. And I fell asleep trying to watch this movie because the opening is like paint dry.
Mhm.
It's so boring. And then I woke up in the middle. I thought the woman was in pain. Like, that's in my dream. That's what was happening. And I woke up, and no, it was like they were rolling around
The
naked on
witch.
some
Yeah.
fur. And
The
Matt's
witch sex scene, I started skipping.
Matt's trying to like skip really quick because our daughter's sitting right there.
I contest that was not a witch. That was a potentially psychic werewolf. With those teeth?
Yeah, she did have teeth.
Did she have teeth?
Right?
I don't remember
Clairvoyant,
because I fell
maybe.
back asleep after
you
that.
did.
I was like, well, okay. I'll just go back to sleep. In fact, we turned it off because we got to the part after they stole the stuff from the temple, and he was like rubbing a jewel up and down on
Seductively
someone's
rubbing the
hand. And
jewel
Matt was
on
like,
the-
well, I think we're going to go to bed now
uh,
because we couldn't get our daughter to leave.
Valeria?
The other,
Yeah, Valeria.
the female warrior in the film that was kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. I don't know that they ever call her Valeria in the film at all, but in the credits, she has a name.
Yeah, I don't think I heard the name at all.
In the subtitles, it just says blonde
Does
in
she?
parentheses.
Yeah. Yeah. The subtitles don't give her a name. They're just like, and then the blonde says.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually, like, I keep looking over again. I did not rewatch this film just so people understand why I'm pausing and just kind of looking off to the right over here, because the last half hour of the film is playing here, and that's where most of the action in the film takes place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of back and forth until then.
And
Yeah.
not for nothing, even the build up to the action is very boring. Him just like placing the spikes and digging a hole and occasionally
know.
looking up to the princess, which I'm wondering if the Ulrich, is that what his name is?
Osric. Osric is Max von Sydow, the king.
I wonder how he would feel about his princess being used as bait. His daughter?
Well, she wants to
Well-
go back to Doom.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
I just want to know what movie James Earl Jones thought he was in.
because it's a different
Because
movie.
it's a different
than
movie from
else is
everybody
in.
else.
You know, okay, I'm glad you bring up that point, because
Mhm.
I watched this entire, bangs and all, first of all.
Yeah.
I watched this entire film wondering
Who
to
hurt
myself, does James Earl Jones really look like he would pose that much of a threat one-on-one with Conan? Because I saw the pit fighter Conan in this near the
Mhm.
very beginning, and I'm thinking to
Yeah.
myself, James Earl Jones, even though he's the voice of Darth Vader, he might be slightly intimidating.
Oh,
Well, I think
James
they were
Earl
going
Jones can
for
be
s-
intimidating.
I think they were going for psychologically intimidating. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they were hoping for him to be physically intimidating. And he does manage to be very fucking creepy. There's a couple moments where he's like, I've given you purpose in life. The reason you're here is because of me.
I forged you into what you are.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, he's really convincing because James Earl Jones is actually acting. And everyone else is just in
My-
the movie.
My favorite James Earl Jones moment in the movie is the few moments leading up to the death of Conan's mother, where it goes from him having an intimidating stare to a slowly pouty look.
Yes. I know.
Oh,
I use
that's a
use
meme.
that gif all the time where he's
Just-
like turning and he's just
Just
like
slowly turning away.
he does the look. It's so good.
It goes
you
from
ever-
like, you're intimidated by me. You're intimidated by me. Do you love me? Am I pretty?
But look at my hair
He's
though.
trying to distract
Look at my hair
you
though.
before he then whips around and cuts your head off.
I know. And then he has that moment where he's like, you killed my mom. And he's like, oh, I must have been young because I was only that ambitious when I was young. And it reminded me, have you ever seen the clip from the 1990s Street Fighter movie with the guy who plays Gomez Adams,
Yes, yes.
Raul? Is his name
Raul Julia.
Yeah, Julia, where he's like, the one character gets this whole speech about how he killed her father and like,
Yeah, she's like, you ruined my life. I've been working for years to get here so I can face you and kill you. And he's like,
He's
I
like,
don't even
see,
know
that
who
was
you
the most
are. This is
significant
just
day
another
in
Thursday.
your life, but like that was just another Thursday for me. So I don't remember you, and I don't remember your village, and I don't remember anything about it. And it's like the most metal
Dismissive.
fucking
Yeah.
line from a dictator, because he's like, "Oh, you're not special. I don't even know who you are." And
You're the 8th one this week.
that's the vibe from that scene where he's like, "Oh, I'm okay. I killed your mom. I killed a lot of moms. I don't know what to tell you." And you're like, "Oh, it's so good." Because we always get that narrative where it's like, "You killed my mom." And he's like, "I know. I specifically killed your mother because I wanted to harm you specifically." And
Which
really, if you're a dictator, you're like, "Who? I don't know. I don't remember who your
I
mom
did this
was."
so many times I've lost track.
Yeah, you're not special. And that was a good, this reminded me of, not to bring it to another movie already after I just referenced Street Fighter, but have you ever
That's
seen
fine.
Jupiter Ascending?
No. Is that the
in
one
the
with
You should.
Channing Tatum in it?
Yes,
Mhm.
in the pantheon
That
of
might be why I
movies
didn't see
that
it.
are so fucking terrible, they're amazing. It's one of my favorites. Like, I love Jupiter Ascending. It's so bad. It's got the vibes of an 80s movie where you don't know what's happening
It's
at
an
any point,
enjoyable movie.
but it's pretty and you're having a good time.
I will
But
say
it's like,
this.
The narrative doesn't necessarily make sense, but
no,
just
not even a little bit. No. And
enjoy the
it's
moment.
like, it's Channing Tatum trying to act with like wolf teeth. I don't know. There's no other way to describe that. He has this weird jaw piece. So he's like trying to act through this jaw piece. And then for some reason, they cast Eddie Redmayne
As the
as the
antagonist,
the
the main villain.
antagonist. And so Eddie Redmayne is going for the Oscar. Like, he's acting for the people in the back the entire movie, but the
Mhm.
people that he has to work with are there because they needed a new roof, or they needed to an addition on their kitchen or something. Like, no one else is there for anything but the money except Eddie Redmayne. And so it feels like Eddie Redmayne's in an entirely different movie from everybody else, and that's what this feels like. Where James Earl Jones, they pulled him off of Broadway to be in this. So he went from
And you
being
can tell.
in Broadway to Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they were like, "Okay, now, can you act?" And he was like, "Can anyone else? I don't really feel like I need to try."
I feel like I'm the only one in this room that you don't need to ask that question to.
And Rick, I think you told me that James Earl Jones and Arnold hit it off,
Yeah.
and James Earl Jones was giving Arnold a lot of acting tips
Yeah.
during the production.
To James Earl Jones, who has passed away. Has he passed away? I think he did.
I think so.
Your
I
acting
recall
tips
something.
to Arnold Schwarzenegger led him to try out comedy, I guess.
I mean, that's why he
Maybe.
did Kindergarten Cop. I think we can all agree.
Right. Yes.
He died
will.
in 2024.
Okay. I wanted to say he did pass away, but I didn't want to go jump on the hey, you're dead. wagon.
93.
Yeah, he was 93.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. I was just thinking there's a lot of things that pass through my mind as you're going through this. Number one, I don't think that I can think of a movie that has a lot of rage coming out of his face. Like, even this movie, you don't see a lot of rage on his face. It's just sort of stoic, thoughtless killing.
Yeah, James
Just-
Earl Jones.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Rage?
I'm just trying to think of all the movies I've seen him in. There's only a handful where I've seen a wide array of facial expressions. Maybe Total Recall.
Mm-hmm.
He had quite a bit. To a
That's 'cause
lesser
he's-
extent, Junior, because he has to pretend that he's in labor. Hey, of all the people that could be a pregnant man in movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mhm.
So
Well, that's because he's Arnold Schwarzenegger in. Like, he's not the
Yeah.
character. He's just
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. You just cast him to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Apparently, he voiced Conan in Mortal Kombat, the Definitive Edition in 2025.
but
The
did
video
not
game.
voice
Oh.
Conan in Conan Exiles. Because I don't think there's any voice lines for Conan in that one, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think you play a version of Conan, so it would be everybody playing a version of Conan in a MMORPG kind of world.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well.
looking up some of his other movies because I got to be honest, it's been a while since I.
You're actually looking up his. Okay, well, now let's look at all the things. It stopped me dead in my tracks for a minute because when I was looking for The Pump, I wanted to go through his movies, and there's a TV show or something that he was in called Chad Goes Deep.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was just like, what in the hell is that? It
Uh,
it looks weird. I
what
don't
is he
think.
in Dave?
Who is Chad and why does he go deep?
These are questions we'll never know, I think, because I'm never going to watch it. So he plays himself too. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Chad Goes Deep,
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2 episodes in
which
this
just
last
Okay.
season of Chad Goes Deep.
lends. It's kind of like, let's see. So we had Sean Connery, who is Sean Connery in whatever he's playing. He's just Sean Connery with a different name. And then we have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is the same, where does he play characters?
Arnold Schwarzenegger just plays variations of Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's not a lot of.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
kind of how I feel about Tom Cruise too. It's you get Tom Cruise in a movie to be Tom Cruise.
Right, you know what you're getting. You're hiring him for a specific you don't
Mhm.
he's not a chameleon, he's not a character actor, he's not gonna disappear into the role. You want him to be Arnold Schwarzenegger as
Right.
X.
There is the occasional standout performance where you're like, oh, he put in a little bit of extra effort. Like I said, with Total Recall, there was a lot of extra effort in that film.
The Running Man,
The Running Man.
Predator, he's good in those two.
Well, yeah,
Red
but the
Sonja,
Predator
he
is still
gets
just variations of
I forgot
Arnie.
he's not Conan in Red Sonja. He's like not Conan, like off-brand Conan in Red
Unlicensed.
Sonja. Unlicensed Conan. Exactly. I think what was I going to say about it? I don't know. I feel like going through these, it feels like, so there used to be a genre called the male genre. So it was like a book genre just called male fiction.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it's where the original, like Mars Chronicles with the guy who wrote
Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Edgar Rice Burroughs, thank you. I couldn't even think of the word Tarzan. I was like, I don't know, I got nothing. Man who swings from Vine Man. Okay. And where it was literally like adventure fiction, where it was just a guy and he falls asleep in a cave and he wakes up in Mars. We don't know how he got to Mars. Nobody gives a shit. And then he goes and gets to rescue the princess. And he gets to rescue the princess every single book. And no matter how terrible it gets, you know it's going to end happy because he's the good guy and he's like always going to be taken seriously. It's John Carter on Mars is based
Super
on
Mario
those books.
male fiction?
Okay, hold that thought. Let me finish this statement first. So these feel like an outgrowth of the like male adventure genre, where you
Right.
just have a character. Everyone knows he's going to rescue the princess. Everyone knows if he has a love interest, she's probably going to die because it's kind of like Barbie. You can never have Barbie marry anybody because then you got to leave her open to be able to have new relationships because then you can sell more dolls. So you can't have Conan settle down with anybody because then how can he go off and have more
That
women?
stops more adventures.
Right.
Ending with him rescuing and
Yes.
consummating
Yeah.
with the princess.
Consummating. Yes. So that's what these are beginning to feel like, where it's like these are just adventure fiction. Like Zardoz was trying to be more intellectual, and then I think they realized no one was coming to the Beefcake movie for intellectualism. So your Venn diagrams were not aligned in a way that actually gave you an audience. And so they were like, what we really need are the beefcakes in like thongs with swords with no thoughts. And so then we got Conan because Conan has no thoughts going. He's like a cat. There's no thoughts behind those eyes. He's just experiencing whatever is.
Well, hold on. I think Conan has a little bit of intellectualism
Okay.
because when he's dressed up as the priest and he's looking in the pool and trying to sneak into the temple.
Oh my
The
God.
lady asks, "What do you see?" Infinity.
Infinity. I think he just thought what would be a word that they would like to hear. And he was like, infinity. I wanted him to be like my
he
reflection.
has his whole like education arc because he's in the fighting pits.
Yeah, he learns to fight real good.
And then they take him to the Far East to be trained by the great masters. And we see him swing a sword like he's never swung a sword before.
We
And
also
then
see him studying and writing shortly before
he's reading
the
and writing.
Oh,
And
right.
he's
Women
reading
being-
I
poetry
slept
and
through that.
philosophy.
'Cause that part was the point. No one was there for that part. Me either. I slept through that part.
But it
we were here for
it sets up the background of Conan as mildly educated.
able to be educated but uninterested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does not pursue that as his hobby
Only
like he
interested
does
in the language of the sword.
barbarianizing.
See, the reason
That barbarianizing is his occupation.
Barbarianizing.
So 2 quick things. One,
Mm-hmm.
he uses a word that technically wasn't widely used until the 14th century in the middle of this movie. There's a scene where he's drunk and walking down the way with the thief.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically turns over his shoulder, and this is just before he punches the camel and knocks it out. Where he just
Literally,
turns
too.
over his shoulder and says, "They're all sluts."
Oh.
Yes. That was
Like
not a
he's not a slut.
I don't think that was a word back then, but
Mm-hmm.
Well,
one man made the word
doesn't
slut.
isn't this supposed to take place in like 10,000 BC?
Yeah, 10,000
Yeah,
BC.
like-
yeah.
Okay.
Way
yeah.
back when.
Where they're speaking English
before-
with an Austrian accent.
Back when they
And they
pretty
have
much only
steel.
had copper and
They have
bronze,
steel.
maybe.
We lost it. Crom took it from us because we didn't deserve it anymore.
Oh,
Because we
Crom
didn't
took
punch.
steel from us.
We didn't punch enough. I love how did he ad lib punching the camel? Like,
Did he just like bump into the camel, thought it was
Our-
like some stray like extra and just punched it? It's like, oh
He
shit,
knocked
I
it,
knocked
like,
the
just
camel down.
punched
you
the
know?
camel.
and
it
knocked
fell
it out.
down.
Yeah, like he
that's-
legitimately punched the camel.
That
They-
wasn't the plan, I don't think.
I don't
think
know.
he was supposed
They
to like
kept
push
it
it,
in
or
there.
something.
It's
But
fine. It felt like when I had to watch this terrible 70s movie called Deadly Harvest. And there's a part where they're like leading this cow across a field. And part of the whole thing is that it's a famine and there's like no food. And so these people ambush them for the cow and they shoot and kill the cow. And they legitimately shot and killed the cow as part of the scene
on film.
And that's what it felt like watching. I was like, oh no, that poor camel. And Matt was like, I think they just trained it to pass out. I was like, I think Arnold punched a camel.
That's when you were looking through the trivia and
Yeah.
it said that the ASPCA was not involved.
He
At all.
actually punched the camel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says, I'm sorry, I'm reading. I did not know this. I am today years old when I realized he punched the camel out of frustration.
Oh,
So apparently this was not a scripted scene. There's a reason that little thing at the end, no animals were harmed in the making of this movie, was not there.
not there.
Because animals were absolutely harmed in the making of this movie.
Mhm.
The crew tried several times to takes on Conan and his Mongol companions, Sabatoy?
Yeah, Sabatoy.
Okay.
Sabatoy.
Sabatoy? Walking through the area, but the camel kept spitting on Arnold Schwarzenegger. After several takes, Arnold Schwarzenegger finally lost his patience and hauled off and punched the camel, which collapsed unconscious.
And they kept that in the movie. They were like, well,
That was the take that they used.
on brand.
So Schwarzenegger
I thought it was
legitimately...
interesting how many of the extras are like they're in Mongolia. They hired locals for the extras, but then like his Mongolian companion is Jerry Lopez.
The person that played him as a child was also a Latino actor.
Mm-hmm.
Went on to star in many, many Spanish films. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't know. That's casting in the 80s for you.
Well, they kind of did that in the sci-fi Dune also. They were in former Czech Republic area, and so they hired a lot of local Czech people for the extras, but then they flew in all the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think of other weird moments throughout the film.
There were many.
Well, you
What was
remember
the point of having James Earl Jones turn into a snake?
Right, that didn't come up at all.
It didn't come back up.
Well, he is basically like the head of a snake cult for the most part.
Yeah, and he turned into a snake, and then he was like, well, bye, y'all, and he left.
But then there's like the final showdown between Conan and Doom doesn't use any supernatural stuff.
Mm-mm. He
Like,
just gets
I
decapitated.
could turn into a giant snake, but I'm not gonna.
Well, it takes a while. Was Conan going to wait? Well, he's like, hang on, I got the
All right, I'm
hold.
going to wait for
Hold
you
on.
to turn into the
Hang
snake,
on.
then I'll cut your head off.
I got to do the face thing
You-
a couple
did you
times
see
first.
what I did to the last
Mhm.
one?
Just-
Okay. I
have patience. I got to turn
stabbed
into
him
a
through the
snake.
mouth. My friend here shot him in the head, and then I cut his head off. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to turn into a snake and then eat the people in the orgy because we
Yeah.
were going through all that trouble of showing that they were eating people soup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, maybe he doesn't like it unless it's prepped with the right spices.
Well,
Maybe he
just
was on the
left.
way
He just
and he got
yeeted off.
interrupted.
He yeeted off into a hole. He was like, "Bye, y'all," and then he popped back up. He just after they had killed everybody and set the curtains on fire, he popped back up and he was like, "Oh no, not my orgy pit, man! Like you could kill anything else, but not more." And then he does the cool thing with the snake where he takes the snake off and he turns it into an
stretches it.
arrow. He's like, "Eep," and then he shoots the lady with it. I was like,
Which
"Oh,
feels like a Monty Python thing.
oh no, I
I
know."
feel like
it
I've
does.
seen that in several cartoons since then.
Yeah.
Oh, where they shake out the snake and it makes it straight, and
Yeah.
then they like shoot it. Yeah,
Use
I
it as an
definitely feel
arrow.
like I've seen that.
The
He-
beginning of that scene, I'm not thinking of the final battle anymore. I'm thinking back when we were talking about him in the Far East, basically the guy that's like, I like horses and wind. He's like, kill people and make the girls cry. At
Yeah,
the very beginning of the scene, they open that scene with the weirdest line. I'm not sure if my son will ever understand me.
I remember that. I was watching it like, are we going to circle back? Or
I had to
are we
roll
just
back to
gonna-
that. Like,
Is this group therapy?
I think
that
that
guy
might have
misread
been.
the room. That guy misread the room. They were like, "What's troubling you guys today?" And they're like, "Oh, I haven't fought enough battles. Oh, I really like horses and women." The other guy's like, "Sometimes I worry that my son will never connect with me on a spiritual level." And they're like, "Anyway, moving on."
I feel like maybe that was the tail end of whatever he said was the best thing.
Oh yeah,
You know, like he had this whole speech about something absolutely foul. He goes, but I don't think my son will ever understand me. You know,
yeah.
what did you do in front of your son?
I know, I remember that. Now that you mention it, I think I blocked that part out. This movie like whitewashes itself as you finish watching it. And by the
Mhm.
time you get done, you're like, did I watch a movie? I don't remember.
It's very pretty though.
Yeah, and there's I guess the music is very epic. Although the part where they're sneaking around in the orgy pit, like
The
they go
music
to all
doesn't
that trouble
match.
of like painting themselves and then they're sneaking through what looks like the kitchen from Legend, the like giant
Yeah, the cave kitchen.
Yeah, cave kitchen with like gutted people hanging from the racks and whatever, and they're like clearly cooking people, and the music is like
It's like carnival music almost.
It's like happy, like we're having a good time party music, and you're like, what? It's just-
Why this music?
I'm not feeling the drama. I feel like this should have drama, and instead it's like we're all here for a good time, not for a long time. Like that's what the music sounds like.
It's like, well, we're gonna make sure everybody's happy up until the moment of your food.
Yeah. And then the one lady has to like pick up the hand and eat one of the fingers. How many takes did they have to do, and what was that? Like, what did they make it out of, and how many times
Yeah.
did she have to be like, because the broth
Marzipan.
is like
Green.
like opaque green? Why not do bloody soup? Like, there's so many choices were made that totally diminished the drama of that scene. The goofy music, the green soup when you could have had like red soup, and then you would have had like a bloody effect when it falls
Mhm.
down and it like cascades down the
Maybe they
steps.
had to.
Oh,
I'm
for
just
that, but they have so much other blood.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there's the scene where the guy gets impaled with the giant stake and blood literally splashes on the camera
And
lens.
it's on the camera
And
for
it's
the rest
on
of
the
that
camera lens
shot.
for like 2 or 3 more shots before they wipe it off.
See, now you got me here wondering. I wonder if there's any reason behind why they went with green soup rather than a bloody soup.
I don't know, but I guess the
Not
fake
even gonna
blood
try to
came
look
as
that up. That'll take too long.
I guess the blood came as a concentrate, and so they mixed it. It was supposed to mix with water, but it was too cold, so they mixed it with vodka. So every time they were supposed to spit out blood, they would like jokingly swallow the blood, and then they'd have to give them more. 'Cause maybe that's why he punched a camel.
Yeah, too much blood.
Too much fake blood.
Okay, Arnold's really, really drunk. We need to film this other scene.
Mm-hmm. And then the scene at the end when he tosses the torch, it was supposed to go in the window, and he whiffed it, but it already set the set on fire, so they had to just keep it. That's why it's so anticlimactic when he like spins the urn and he's like, ugh, and it just goes like lands on the top of the steps. No.
Apparently, there's an entire video you can watch about the green human soup in Conan,
Oh no, why?
but I'm not going to watch it right now.
Somebody
so.
made a
Thank
whole
you.
video?
So if anybody wants to know what green human soup is in Conan, apparently you can find a video on YouTube. It is part 6 of Conan the Barbarian.
Wow. So they crucify him, right?
Yeah.
And that was a real vulture picking at him. And then they gave him a dead vulture to bite the throat out of. And then they just let him rinse his mouth afterwards.
After biting the dead vulture.
Biting a dead bird. Yeah. And I have to wonder, like, why after they took him down, did he need to be protected from the demons that were coming to get him? Didn't he just need to rehydrate?
Right? He probably just needed to be under a blanket and get some water.
Was this part of the
And get some
supernatural
days of rest.
powers? Like James Earl Jones, like supernatural powers in the film? Like he sent demons after Conan to try to stop him? Or did he even know that he was coming at that
may
point?
be why they strung him out there.
Oh,
because
so the demons, like he was an
were then
offering?
sent after.
Yeah, maybe he was only on the tree for like 2 hours. He hung out there for a longish 45 minutes. He killed a vulture. And then he got rescued, and they're like, well, you were an offering, so they're still coming for you. But they like tie him down, and then they come to take him, and he's like floating, but he's clearly still tied down just fine.
Mhm.
And they're all like, no, they're like sitting on top of him. There's just so much that happened in this movie that I was like, why?
Felt like the shadow demons from Ghost trying to drag him to hell.
Yeah.
Just a
Mhm.
little bit.
Like they wanted it to be supernatural, but they also didn't incorporate any of the supernatural elements in a way that made any sense.
Right.
Like
I
James
feel
Earl
like
He
Jones can turn
probably
into
would
a
have
snake.
recovered just by being put under a blanket.
Could you not have just put him in the
Give him some
house?
water.
And then the
Yeah.
demons couldn't come get him in the house? Like, why? Though we can't have him take, the demons are coming for him. Let's stake him out in the middle of the field for the demons to not take? It's like they couldn't decide how to
they did.
incorporate the supernatural
So they
elements, so
just
they were like,
decided to let it happen and not
Yeah.
explain why this is happening.
right.
It's
Which,
like
okay.
one of those things where they're like, what the hell just happened? I don't know.
Yeah. I
Why
know
did that
the
happen?
wizard guy
No
was
idea.
like, they're coming for him. We have to sit out here. And then as soon as they came, he was like, well, every man for himself. And he ran in the house and hid.
I think the only time that a supernatural like thing actually directly affects the plot is when Conan is has snuck into the temple, and he's and then the princess with the snakes on her hands recognizes him, like using her snake magic or something.
I think it's because he hands out the thing that he stole. He steals that one-of-a-kind jade artifact. And then he's like, hey, guys,
and he's using it like an
I
ID
think this
badge.
is my entrance pass. And he's like,
they're
hey,
like-
so I got the jade thing. And they're all like, oh,
And
okay.
I can see like most low-level like people that you show that to, they're like, oh wow, that's an important artifact. This must be an
okay,
important
cool.
person.
Yeah, then he shows
And
it
then you keep showing it to more and more important people, and eventually someone realizes that's a relic that's supposed to be at the center of a temple. You're not supposed to carry it around. Who the fuck is this guy?
We
This
heard
is
that
how
had
it
been
works?
stolen. Go over there.
Yeah.
I think the low-level people just let him by like, oh, shit, we heard that got stolen. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
This is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
They're going to take you out.
Mm-hmm.
I
And they
know.
do.
And they could just kill him. I mean, at any point they could have just killed him. Instead, they're like, crucify him. And it always, you know what really undermines this for me is the scene from Austin Powers when they're like, we're going to put him in that room and then we're going to shut the door. And the guy's like, well, we should just shoot him. Just give me your gun. I could shoot him right now. He's like, no.
This is not the way things are
That's
done.
not how that's done. Like, he's got to be killed by sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their forehead.
Mutated sea bass.
Here's
Because
a
they could have
question.
just stabbed him and we would have been
Mhm.
sans Conan.
Random question. Do you think the snake from the original Pit was human?
Ooh.
Oh, maybe. The one that he kills?
That's what
Could
I'm
be.
just wondering. It's a
Like a high priest kind of a thing.
Mhm.
like somebody up in the same order as Doom, like around the same level, but
Yeah.
maybe just underneath him. Somebody that we didn't like experience prior to the meeting. Like, because
Maybe
they
this
said
is
those
the
temples,
person who ran the
towers.
cult before Doom took over, and Doom trapped him as a snake.
Or maybe every high priest can become a snake, like, once you're sufficiently high. But we don't know because, again, the supernatural is not incorporated into the plot. It's like
I want to believe he was human.
cold foam on top of the plot. It's not in the plot in any way, which is such a choice.
It's there, and if you leave it there long enough, it kind of seeps in, but it's still not fully part of the coffee.
Yeah. No. It's just flavor on top to
Right.
make you not think about how bad the rest of the coffee is. I
Why
mean,
is that
this is
even here? It's
fine.
supposed to make the rest of it sweet, but
I
it's
mean,
not
this
really
is
making it sweet. Well, just pretend.
I mean, I think this is fine. I think the pacing is just so early days that's why it feels so slow.
Mhm.
But it's a pretty movie. The where they filmed it was really like like it was really it kind of reminds me of the Lord of the Rings where there's all those huge landscapes in the
Mhm.
background because they filmed outside and they had all of this space.
Yeah.
And they chose these really beautiful vistas to like film against. And I wanna know how they built some of the some of the sets, because some of those sets are huge.
Right, out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the middle of nowhere, they're, like, on the side of a mountain, there's this giant thing of steps, and they just left it. Well, they burned them down, kind of.
Right.
But
Just thinking, like, we have two, like, standout performances in the film. We have Max von Sydow as the king, who had an absolutely charismatic performance across the way from whatever Arnold was doing.
Schwarzenegger, I
Uh,
know.
and we had James Earl Jones as Doom, who's as you were saying, was basically acting in a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Do you think that this would have been a better film if we had I wanna say, less charismatic actors?
If everybody matched.
If it kind of matched the same energy levels that, you know, I
I
wanna
think the contrast between James Earl Jones and Arnold adds a lot of tension
Yeah,
to the story.
I don't know who else could have played Conan. 'Cause we watched what was the one we just watched where the guy was literally the dumbest character I have ever seen? Like, he dropped his helmet in the water, and he was like, "It's gone forever. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know where
that's
it's
the
gone."
Clash of the
Clash of
Titans,
the
Harry
Titans.
Hamlin
Right.
Mhm.
So, I think Harry Hamlin was too far
to the
into
other
the
direction.
beefcake spectrum, and then I think some of our earlier roles, like, from Zardoz, he was too far onto the, like, the not I'm hesitant to say intellectualism, but you get where I'm going. The, like, I have a nefarious purpose type of character.
Mhm.
And I think that Arnold kind of met in the middle where it's like, I don't actually know what's going on, but I'm following my dick to greener pastures, and it's leading me into adventure. And you're happy to go with him because it's fun and the characters were fun and like you knew in the end of the day Arnold was going to win, so you were just there to see how he won. And so I think it's a fun action movie, and I think if you had higher caliber actors, it would have lended higher expectations, and I think higher expectations would have ruined this movie.
Mhm.
So I think it just gives you just enough expectation of being entertained because it's Arnold and you know what you're getting. And then you throw in someone like James Earl Jones
Well,
and you're like, "Oh, okay, so like there's
back
some
then
serious people in there."
you didn't know what you were getting with Arnold.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
I
it was
think
early
exactly.
days
back
for his
then, I think
acting
this
career.
made Arnold. I think back then Arnold was
It did, yeah.
fairly unknown. I think he had the
Yeah.
Terminator role, but that still sort of flew under the radar of a lot of people, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought Terminator was after this, like,
No,
quite
I
a
think
bit.
this is his big breakout. Like
Was this
this
the
is his
breakup prior to
this
Terminator?
is he
Terminator
says
is 84, so
Okay, so
Yeah.
Terminator was 2 years after this.
he said this is the movie that basically made his career.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, I'm just
So
trying to
kidding.
think if there's anybody back in 1982 of all things that could have stepped up and taken a role like this. Because if you're
I
looking
would've
for that size, that guy,
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know who else you can. They made this movie for him to be Conan. There was never anybody else that was gonna be Conan.
And the two like beefcakes on the bad guy side really look like WWE guys.
They look like they pulled them off the mat, put them in period clothing, and they were like, just run from left to right, and they were like, which one's left again? Like that's what
Right.
it looks like they
I
did
would
for them.
I would even go so far as to say Conan the Destroyer was really the movie that made him, not Conan the Barbarian. The second
Yeah, well, I
film,
mean,
not
this
this one.
Yeah, but only in that this one gets him the next one.
Yeah.
Well, this one got him the next one, I guess.
And Terminator.
Because the only thing that
'Cause
he did after
Terminator
this was a
and
music video.
Destroyer.
Yeah.
Terminator and Destroyer both come out in 84.
Well, this was supposed to be like a 4-movie series. It was intended to be a long series.
Yeah, well, Conan the Destroyer sucked, so
Yeah, they
it
had
wasn't going
they had
anywhere after that.
Barbarian, they had
Yeah.
Destroyer in 84, and then they had, I think it was supposed to be Conan the Conqueror in 87, but then the time frames didn't work, and Arnold was committed to another project after 1987, and so the Conan the Conqueror got shelved and morphed into Kull the Conqueror.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they took all the production and like prep stuff they'd done for Conan the Conqueror, turned it into Kull the Conqueror, and then somebody
So that could
somewhere
have
I
essentially been the whole movie except for with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
pretty much
Yeah.
the main story is
I want to
I think,
know
adapted from
what it would have
Conan
been
Conqueror.
like to watch this movie when you had no idea who Arnold Schwarzenegger was. Like, this is one of the because for the most part, this would be the first time people had interacted with him in a movie.
Right, and he's one of the like biggest, most muscular men in film at this time, like in big movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of your, I want to say, barbarian-esque films, even throughout most of the early 80s, were fairly average-looking guys physique-wise. It wasn't
Yeah.
like big bodybuilder kind of guys. It was...
Yeah, there was very little overlap between the bodybuilding community and the acting.
Yeah, this is the first one we've watched where they're not just like a guy, a fairly slender
Right.
guy. Yeah.
Right.
So this would have been like, what? Like, this would have been mind blowing in its novelty
Mm-hmm.
to have such a built dude and then be in this pretty epic, like, sword and sorcery movie. Because, I mean, this is the most epic like, in terms of filming.
And it's really high production value.
That's what I mean. Like, this is the most, like, well filmed, I hesitate to say. Because we had, we started with Ulysses,
right.
which was very 1950s.
Mhm.
It was what it was. And we've been through like Zardoz, which was just weird. And it was so weird. And it was very close set. It was like, here's a building, here's like a small group of buildings,
Mhm.
whatever. And then we did Demon Slayer, which was like,
Dragon Slayer.
or Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer.
Like it's
Demon
one-
Slayer might have
some
been more
longer
entertaining,
had some
honestly.
longer
Yeah.
landscape shots.
But it was really just like, here's the cave with the dragon, and here's a couple of buildings that are our village.
Yeah.
And then we had Clash of the Titans,
Right.
where they had a couple of clearly built movie sets. Oh, and we've done didn't we do oh my god, what's the one? Flash Gordon.
Flash,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
so
been
had some-
unintentionally doing Dino De Laurentiis films.
Yes, we've done a perspective. So we've done expensive films, but this was the most expensive looking film, like modern expensive looking film that I think we've
Yeah.
had. Where because of the simplicity of the sets, because it's not filmed on a soundstage, because a lot of this was filmed outside, I think this has aged better.
And they had a decently good looking giant animatronic snake
yeah.
that they cut the head off.
Very true.
So even like animatronic special effects.
Even the
it's-
James Earl Jones turns
the-
into a snake thing was not that like it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think this has aged better than anything else we've watched. Where like
Mhm.
I think if you if you edited out some of this, if you gave this a modern edit and you made it 90 minutes, this is a really good movie. Like
Okay,
a
I want
really
to go the other
entertaining
way.
movie.
I want to go the other way and find the
Yeah.
director's cut, the stuff where they maybe
The
cut out
extended
explanations for
God.
why
deleted
some shit
scenes.
happened in this film.
Fair.
Or
Yeah.
no, because you gotta have a. Oh my God, it's already 2 hours, and it's 2 hours of you like, why are we sneaking again? I've forgotten where we were sneaking to.
Well, we got to
Is
have
that
like
the same woman?
the George Lucas effect, which is the unnecessary refilming of the movie to like add like filler that tells you why some of the plot holes were there from the original.
Yeah. I mean, there's not enough plot to have plot holes, but I get where you're going with that. The funniest part to me is the woman that falls in love with him in like 2 weeks because he gave her a bunch of jewels.
Oh yes.
And like they rob that temple. This is the funniest part. They rob that temple and then they're like, "Should we flee?" And they're like, "I mean, we could flee and drink later, or we could just go to the bar next to the temple and drink there
Just stay in
right
town."
now." And they're
Right.
like, "Yeah, I mean, obviously." So then they're just hiding out at the bar next door
Having
for
sold off the valuables
Passing
that
out in
they
a
stole.
gray tub of something.
handing out like gems that are like property of Snake Temple to everyone and being like, "Haha, we're the mastermind thieves."
I got more where that came from.
And then Valeria like falls deeply in love with him. She's like, I mean, he's hot and now he's rich. And then we have that like elaborate sex scene between the two of them where they're like falling deeply in love over a 2-week time period or however long they're in that bar.
Where
And then she's like, I would die for you.
I don't think
And if
they're in love. I think it was more of she's in love and he was like, this is more sex.
Yeah.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah, pretty
you'll
much.
follow me around and have sex with me. Okay. Then, like, yeah, of course I'm in. And then she's like, even if I die first, if you're fighting for your life, I'll come back. And then they have that scene at the end where he's fighting for his life and she shows up and just kicks a guy. And she's like, do you want to live forever? And then just disappears. What? Girl, you got better things to do. This man already forgot you. He's definitely going to fuck the princess.
Mhm.
Can you please move
This-
on?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
if he had a chance, he would have thrown himself into the orgy. But he had a mission.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
like, oh God,
It's
look,
like-
everybody over there's naked, and all those dudes are not hot, and I am hot, so like I could be a pretty prime commodity in the orgy pit, I think.
Okay, let's see. Orgy or big phallic metaphor? Which one do I go after?
Oh, fine, I'll go after the metaphor. I mean, it is the most philosophical movie ever made,
Yeah.
according to the guy who
sure.
wrote. So, like, you need to go read the IMDb trivia. This man, I don't know if it was one person, a group of people, however much this was contributed to by individuals, but it's ridiculous. Like, this is not
This
the
is-
smartest movie ever made, you guys.
This is definitely a group of like, there's some place out in the middle of like southern Texas. There's just a bunch of like divorcees and bro dudes that just sit around like, Conan is the most philosophical movie ever. And they're all just sitting around in nothing but a pair of furry underwear,
Yeah, exactly. That's
talking
you're
about how
correct. You've nailed
philosophical
it.
this movie is.
You've nailed
Yeah.
it. I mean, there's something to be said for a movie that knows what it is.
Mhm.
And this movie, at no point, forgot what it was. I think Zardoz forgot what it was. I think Zardoz
Yeah.
forgot that it was just a weird romp and tried to make itself into something else. And it ended up not great because of it. But then I think you get this movie, and at no point does this movie think it's anything other than you are here for the scenery. You are here for pretty Arnold Schwarzenegger and tits. So we will give you lots of both.
This
Yep.
is probably the least philosophical of this director's films. So the same director and writer, technically. So he wrote and directed this film, but the same writer also wrote The Wind and the Lion, Jeremiah Johnson, and Apocalypse Now. This
Oh.
is probably the least
What?
philosophical of his films. I'm just saying.
Oh my, imagine being credited as the writer of this movie.
All right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't even have a line until like 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Somebody
just
had to-
looking. He has written some interesting films. So he wrote Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn film. He wrote A Clear and Present Danger, and he was a writer on the TV series Rome, which makes sense based off of this.
Yeah.
But he's had a lot of films, and like I said, this is probably the least philosophical of his films. If you really,
if you're into that kind of thing.
I mean, even
Is
Dirty
Dino De
Harry.
Laurentiis a producer?
Producer, yeah.
He's
on
the
this?
executive producer on this.
Okay.
So he was like the guy that provided the money.
Yeah, I think he would provide the money to anyone.
But I have a feeling like when it came down to him providing the money, he also wanted a lot of input as to what
Yeah.
he was spending his money on.
I think he just wanted tits then, because I feel like that's the commonality in all of the movies.
He orchestrated the entire orgy scene, and you know it.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
100%. Because he couldn't get his orgy in Flash, so he was like, "I'm gonna get my orgy."
Right.
It's
No, we
gonna
want to keep this
happen.
more kid friendly. Fine. I'm also like strapped to this whole Conan thing. We'll just put the orgy there.
It's fine. He does Dune too, like the 1987 Dune is a Dino De Laurentiis production. And what's funny is the book Dune has orgies in it, and for some reason the movie doesn't. Like that's an opportunity that he missed.
I
to
don't
be
think
honest.
anybody that was willing to get involved in Dune wanted to be part of the orgy scene either. Okay, everybody. So there's a whole orgy scene. And everybody's just like, we're getting no, just cut that out.
No, they
Well,
were
the
all.
sci-fi miniseries has the orgy scene.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Dino De Laurentiis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everyone was so cracked out from having to film on the desert where they were burning tires to create smoke. They were like, never
The
mind.
tires that are still burning.
Probably.
Yeah, more than likely. Is there anything that I mean, we've already talked about what we liked and hated about this film. What am I going to rehash for?
I mean, I found it entertaining. I want to watch it again when I'm a little bit more awake. I was just kind of in a state the first time we watched it, and then we turned it off, rewatched it, and I enjoyed the second half a lot better because I was actually awake for it. So
I'll probably rewatch it again as a precursor to Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah.
I thought this one was the one with Wilt Chamberlain. Like, I thought the Wilt Chamberlain one was the first one. And because I think of this one as the better one. Because a lot of times the first movies are like, what? And the second movie is better.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the better one was the second movie, and it's not. Because I remember the second one being terrible.
Oh, no, I liked the second one better, but because I like bad movies. So, I mean, I like bad, cheesy movies.
It has a lot more going on. I remember that. Like, you care more about the characters because I feel like these characters appear and disappear at random.
I think in the second movie, the reason why, personally, I think a lot of people probably didn't like it is because any given character in that film probably could have kicked Arnold Schwarzenegger's ass.
Yeah, it does make him look like a very tiny man when he's not a very tiny man, but it does make him look like a tiny man.
You put anybody up against Grace Jones of all people, and you're going to look like a tiny person.
Once again, what movie did Grace Jones volunteer to be in? Like, did they send her the script and she was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not doing anything on Thursday." But it's fine. We're gonna get there. I'm excited to get there for that one because I just love these when they put we know Max von Sydow was in this one because his son loves Conan the Destroyer or Conan the Barbarian. So when he got the casting call, he was like, for my son, sure, because he'll think it's pretty funny that I'm in this. And then he goes on to be in Dune, so he goes on to be in like a bunch of other Dino De Laurentiis productions, which is really funny. And so they put these people that are otherwise like actors in these movies that have no business having actual actors in them. And so I just love how did you get here? What did they pay you? It's kind of like Michael Caine in Jaws 4. How did you get? It's like people have asked him about it. They're like, the movie's shit, and he's like, I've never seen it. I don't know.
I've never seen it, but it bought me a nice house. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of actors don't watch their stuff, which I think is really interesting.
I had to look up what Grace Jones even starred in, and she did star in a few movies that I have never heard of, and some that I have heard of. So, well, she was Grace Jones. Vamp, probably.
Yeah, Vamp.
Probably, I was going to say probably one of the few you'd recognize. Apparently,
I don't think Matt's seen Vamp, but yeah.
Apparently, she was a Bond villain.
Yes.
By the name of Mayday. First name May, last name Day.
Yes, she is a Bond villain.
Wait, what?
I think she chokes him with her thighs.
Sorry, I forgot that she was also a musician for a little bit there.
Sure.
I'm just Living My Life, My Jamaican Guy, Demolition Man, and apparently some music video called Nipple to the Bottle.
Is she in Demolition Man?
No,
You said? Oh, is that a movie or
that's
a
a
song
song
she
called
sang?
Demolition
Oh,
Man.
I was like,
okay. Yeah.
I was like
I'm thinking
the
back through
movie?
Demolition Man.
I love Demolition Man. I don't remember her being in it.
No. Apparently she was also in a movie back in 1976 called Let's Make a Dirty Movie. And she
Sure.
was called Cutie. I couldn't even
Yep.
fake that fact. That's yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing the second movie. I think we have a few films in between this and Conan the Destroyer because this set a few things off.
What is
Mhm.
next?
Yeah, I would have to go and scan through our chat. I know there was at least
You're
one
like,
or two
"God, will you
movies
write it
before
down?"
Conan.
No,
I
Chris.
have it written down somewhere. The problem is the somewhere is not directly in front of me. All I have
No, I
is
mean,
the
I could have written it down at any point and still have not, so here we all are.
Mhm.
right. I should have like a little thing like right up above me. Next film is, but of course, I am the least prepared podcaster in existence.
Listen, it's gotta be Cinematic Anarchy or it's not on brand.
I was going to say, if I was prepared, then we'd be off brand. That was
Are we
exactly
doing
what I was going to say.
Krull?
We have
'Cause
Krull in there.
okay, Krull
And
should be soonish because I think it's early 80s.
I have added a few. Well, we don't have to touch base on the newer ones, but I added a couple things to the end because we have remakes of movies
Oh,
that came
yeah.
out. Like there's a remake of Red
Yeah.
Sonja. Yeah, and there's
Well,
a
obviously we have to watch that because I'm so excited about Red Sonja. It's one of my favorites.
so
My dad loved Red Sonja. We watched Red Sonja so many times growing up.
and there was another. Was it Death Slayer or something like that had a remake? It's something that
Conan does with Jason Momoa.
yeah, I heard about that. I think that's actually on our list if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it should be.
There was a couple of Conan remakes though. There wasn't just one. There's several really bad Conan remakes. Like
Well,
really bad.
can you remake this movie and it not be really bad? I mean, the premise itself is pretty ridiculous.
I don't think you can. I mean,
Mm-mm.
all you can do is go more over the top than you originally went. I just hope that if they went more over the top, they'd still provide slightly more explanation or go in the other direction and just be Brazil. Just
Yeah.
go absolutely batshit crazy. What the fuck did I just watch? None of that made sense. But it's
Mhm.
Conan, so we're good.
You mean Zardoz? I feel like
Zardoz,
that's
I
Zardoz.
guess Zardoz, yes.
They did
Oh,
a remake of Deathstalker.
Deathstalker, that's what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
last year, and Red Sonja,
Red
and
Sonja.
then they have the new Masters of the Universe coming out this year.
Right. That's supposed to be a TV show, though, right? Like a
No, I think
From
it's a
Airspace.
movie.
It's just a movie?
Yeah, because they put the trailer out and it has He-Man's pronouns on his on
Really?
his like
Yeah,
desk, and it says he
him,
/ him, and
and
people are like,
upset.
what? He-Man doesn't
He-Man
have
has
pronouns, and everyone's
pronouns?
like, guys, who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna?
He-Man doesn't have pronouns. He is literally He-Man.
Yeah, he/man.
He/him-man. It's not she-man. It's not they-man. It's he/him-man. It's, the pronoun is literally in the title.
Right.
Oh, dear. Some people.
hmm
All right. Well, thank you for joining me today for another oiled up barbarian movie. This one actually was oiled up and barbarian, which some of the ones in the past haven't necessarily been oiled up. More like,
Well, we've been on the run up, and now we're finally hitting the ground.
yeah, there's going to
Yeah.
be several more that are quite a bit more egregious than
The
this.
genre is hitting its stride.
Yeah.
Though even some of the other barbarian-esque movies that we have are not quite this level of barbarian. You know, they're still going back to average man, but now it's average man with a shitload of manscaping.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
like, you are involved, but we need you to go like bodybuilder, shave everything from head to toe. We're going to oil you up and send you out in the field, you know? I guess if you oil them up, it does make them a little harder to catch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like a greased pig.
And I don't know. I'm still looking, and I don't know what film we're doing next. So I'm
It's
not even gonna try. I'll find it.
fine.
I'll find
People
it.
like it when they have to guess.
So the next film up is something.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Gonna be
Stay
good.
tuned.
Stay tuned for something. We'll be
secret
talking about
project.
something.
Even from ourselves.
Do you want to give us a plug for your podcast?
Oh, as per usual, if you go to strangeandbeautiful.network, you can see what we're currently working on.
That's really all you need to say. And
Yeah. You go and look.
we're
We got a
trying to
lot
vent
going
people
on.
to our YouTube page, but you can also find us on Spotify and other places that I don't care to list right now because I am, even at 12 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock, I'm exhausted. It's been a day. It's been a weekend. So thank you for sitting down with us. And on behalf of Miss B, who I'm hoping is recovering from our previous session, drink some water, Nico. Drink some water. More water than the other stuff, please.